Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Terry.
And we're
Sweeping the Empty Nest.
So here's the biggest life hack I can give for the XL class. Now when we got into our balcony, one of the first things we noticed was that the bed was of course closest to the cove balcony, but it was right up against the wall, right up against the window, and there wasn't enough room. That's her side of the bed.
I ain't as skinny as I used to be.
And so it was rather difficult for her to get off the bed. She was ended up having to shimmy off the end or climb over me and stuff like that. So about the third day of the cruise, I realized, it had these tables on the wall that I realized could be removed. So I removed my side table on my side of the bed and scooted the bed over. She still has her side table, although it wasn't as close to the bed as we thought. And I was just end up using the couch as an end table. Let me show you. So here's the end table I took off the wall. It just fastens to the wall through these studs here, and you pull it up and you pull it out. But it would go right down there. So I moved the bed closer to the wall. Of course, I still have access to my light and my USB socket. But on her side of the bed, what that did was it gave room for at least a small path that she can go to the bed. Her table's still there, and of course there's her light. This is not the traditional setup for the bed. Usually it would be moved over several inches and there would be tables on both sides. But on this particular cabin, there's a wall there. So it makes it rather difficult. Not to mention it makes it harder to get to the balcony because the bed is pushed that much closer to the door. So there is another configuration for this room that I'll show you a picture of it right now. And it's the bed is closer to the bathroom instead of the bed being closer to the window. It has its disadvantages too, because I hear people have a hard time getting around the bed. There's just not much of a path. These are skinny rooms. They just really are.
Much skinnier than anything else that we've traveled on before.
Yeah. So, this is a life hack you can do yourself, or you can ask your room steward to do it. It's not super popular, but I have heard from other people online that they have done it, and I've heard from even more people online when I posted about it in a Carnival group that said that's really good. That's something we're definitely going to do in the future. So, like I said, the cove balconies are not what you're used to on the Vista class and the Dream class, but there is a good workaround for the limitations of them in this room. Mm-hmm. The problem is, hold on, let me turn the camera around. You see this wall right here that juts out? The people on the other side of this wall in the next cabin over have their bed basically next to our bed. If I punch through this wall right here, I would be hitting the person sleeping in the next room in the head. So they made these rooms considerably skinnier by offsetting this wall. So that's where the problem lies with this cabin. Like I say, it's if you don't care, then these cabins might be good for you. If you don't mind moving the bed around, then these cabins are workable. But I just want to warn people about the problem with the bed being right up against the wall. And I don't know if every cabin on every floor is like this, but there is a accessible deck map that you can look up, and just look up accessible deck map for the Jubilee or the Mardi Gras or whatever, and it'll show you some grayed out rooms and it'll show you some white rooms. The white rooms are like this, where the bed is closer to the window. The grayed out rooms are considered not accessible rooms because your scooter or wheelchair or whatever can't get around the bed because there's not enough room. But they're also good for knowing whether the bed's going to be up against the window or not. So you can use the accessible deck map that way. So anything else?
You can make a better choice on which room you pick when you look at that map. When you can determine where the bed is and which would be better off for you.
Yeah. We always get balconies. We just weren't prepared for this. We were a little bit of a shock when we got in. We saw how smaller the room was. Literally when we walked in, we were like, whoa, this room is narrow. Just a small path. When in our old balconies, I'll show you this picture right here. In the old balconies, you can see there's a coffee table that was in the middle of the room. There's that much space. You could actually have space for a coffee table. You put a coffee table in this room.
You can't walk around.
No, you couldn't walk around. You'd be totally in the way. So, anyway, all that's
makes sense. You can tell how narrow it is by how much space you don't have.
Yeah.
When you open up your cabinets, your doors and things like that. So.
Yeah, definitely more narrow. So, anyway, we're gonna sign off now. We just want to give a little information, a little life hack for the balcony cabins on the XL class. So, hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.